the 5th of August of 2026 with about a 50-50 shot at rain every day going forward through the rest of this week. Today, tomorrow, Friday. And the highs are going to be in the lower 80s, upper 80s, lower 90s. By the weekend, that is going to stretch up into the upper 90s, and the heat indices are going to be quite high.
A little bit.
105, 106. A lot of humidity. Better chance of rain.
Excuse me.
All the nastiness that we've come to love over the course of the past few weeks. Wettest summer that I can remember. Not to say that it's setting a record or anything, just in my memory, I don't remember it raining this much in the summer in recent years.
When you have to mow your lawn twice a week, you have a problem.
It's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad.
Weren't you supposed to bring? This is Matt Nicholson, by the way. He's filling in for Valerie Vining. He's usually
Good
he
morning.
partners with Steve on the CRN show on Saturday mornings here, and also on Crossed Flags, the podcast.
Wow, you actually got that right.
I know. Can you believe it?
The award-winning Cross Flags.
Yeah. But you know what? You know why I got CRN right?
That's right.
Because there's a sticker on the back of Matt's computer here that I'm looking at. There it is. CRN.
Talk about a giveaway.
You can't get it wrong
Hey.
with that. Weren't you supposed to bring some Cheez-Its in or something like that?
Okay. Here's the problem with that. When I went to go get them,
Uh-huh.
when the slot on the shelf is completely empty.
Ooh.
That's a problem.
That's a problem.
People really were excited about those
I
things.
guess so.
All right. Well,
See, we talked about them, and boom, they're gone.
that's pretty much the way it works in our world. Minute we open our mouths, boom, that's it for us. That's
Absolutely.
why we try not to talk about these things.
True.
I picked up a 12-pack of Zero Sugar RC yesterday at the Food City. And I thought, should I grab another one of these? I don't have storage space anymore. I don't have space to put like 9, 12 packs. And so I'm doing it one at a time. And I'm almost certainly going to regret it. Because the next time I go back to get some, it's going to be like, nope, they're gone. Forget about it. 8:07 with Dixon and Vining on your radio. Thank you for tuning in, hanging out with us. Don't forget to download the app. You can text us from that. You can call us from that. You can watch us on the YouTube feed. Or you can actually go to YouTube if you are so inclined. Got a note from Jack Granger who said, one listener to Dixon and Vining told him, every time Richard mentions having an ownership with brothers and sisters that needs solving, I cringe at how guilty our family is in not correcting this problem.
Okay.
Then I called Jack. Now we have a plan. Yeah, it's undivided ownership, and it is. I know the person who's leaving the property thinks they're doing you a favor. I'm going to leave this to you, your sister, your brother, and your cousin Ralphie over here. And now you got 4 owners, and none of them can do anything with it until you all agree to do something with it. Mm-hmm. And in the meantime, it sits there. And is it a liquid asset? Is it really helping you? No, you're having to pay property taxes. You're having to pay upkeep on it. There's a lot that goes on with that. Jack Granger, GTauctions.com, Granger Thagard Auction Marketing, got a really cool piece of software that can divide that up, depending on how big it is, of course, divide that up into smaller parcels and then auction them each off individually, which means you're going to increase the money overall that you're going to get. But they do all auction at the same day, you understand. It all goes at the same time. So you got a date certain of sale, a date certain of close. You're getting the best market value, and the buyer pays all the closing costs and the cost of sale. What's not to like about this?
Absolutely.
You should definitely get in touch with Granger Thagard Auction Marketing, GTauctions.com, to find out more. GTauctions.com, especially if you're in the undivided ownership business. Yikes, let's do this.
And now, it's Dixon and Vining's top 3 things you need to know.
I just saw a slug line on Fox News that said, Democrats' future hangs in the balance in Michigan. I'm thinking that might be a little bit of a hyperbolic statement.
Yeah, a little bit.
But certainly there are those who are concerned about Abdul El-Sayed, who is a dyed-in-the-wool socialist and will even refer to himself as a communist sometimes. He is right now about a point and a half ahead of Representative Haley Stevens, and that is for the Democratic nomination for Senate from Michigan. You've got an empty seat there, an open seat, as the current senator is going to be stepping down. Mike Rogers is the conservative, so if this thing does go, and it will go, of course, to a general election, and there's still a good chance that you're not going to have a communist or socialist taking over that Senate seat.
Yeah.
I think Bernie's enough when it comes to socialists in the Senate.
Yeah,
Thank you very
that's
much.
too much, actually.
It's more than I can take.
Way more than enough.
It's astounding to me how many of these people, and when you look at Abdul El-Sayed, he falls perfectly into this category. These socialist folks have never done anything in their lives. They've never run anything in their lives. They have never tried to organize anything in their lives.
Yeah.
They've never tried to turn a profit off of anything in their lives. I mean, Zoran Mamdani in New York was essentially a blogger, and he made videos in his mom's basement before he got elected mayor of New York City.
It's crazy nowadays of what doing YouTube content, social media,
Yeah.
or YouTube content people, what it can get you nowadays.
Well, he's very good at it, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But the fact is, he never really ran a business, never really turned a profit, never really understood how the economy works. But he just read some books about socialism and thought, this seems cool, we should do this. It's like, aside from the
I
fact that
agree.
it's never worked anywhere it's ever been tried, I'm not sure that this is going to be as successful as you think it's going to be. Washington wildfire arson suspect has been arrested, and he was previously charged with first-degree murder. I believe he was actually found guilty of manslaughter in the death of his father
That's a problem.
back in 2010. This man is incorrigible. They found him with waterproof matches and some butane, and 37-year-old Aaron F. Farinacci, arrested on suspicion of first-degree arson in connection with the Old Trails fire, the largest of the three blazes that are burning in and around Spokane, Washington, right now. There's also fires in Oregon. We're getting all the moisture over here.
Yeah.
In that neck of the woods, it is dry as an old chip, and consequently, stuff is just bursting into flames.
Yeah. It's crazy. I saw that last night, and that's crazy of how bad those fires have gotten up there.
An Irondale man has been arrested for the electronic solicitation of a child.
Good grief.
There was a 2-year undercover sting to get this to work out. 35-year-old Andrew Mitchell Rollins, arrested Friday the 31st of July on a grand jury warrant for electronic solicitation of a child. According to investigators, the case began roughly 2 years ago during an undercover child exploitation operation. Law enforcement officials said Rollins started chatting online with an investigator, posing as a 15-year-old girl. The online chats continued on and off over the next 2 years, recurring each time authorities launched subsequent child exploitation operations. Local grand jury reviewed the case and handed down an indictment against Rollins. This after investigators compiled enough evidence that they submitted the case to the Morgan County District Attorney's Office. You take this and you go, well, okay, he was chatting online with a 15-year-old girl.
Yeah.
He didn't travel to meet her. He didn't, we don't know what he was saying, but it was online solicitation, and that's what he's been charged with.
Yep.
But you realize when we had the case yesterday of the former Birmingham police officer who was denied bail in the rape case of a 14-year-old girl, and you go, I think what we're trying to say is if he could have, he would have. This 15, I think the happier
The better,
everyone is
for
gonna
sure.
be. Flipsy's Furniture, 1811 Crestwood Boulevard in Irondale, is doing the designer furniture at wholesale prices thing. It has been for a long time. When I say designer furniture, you're going to recognize the names that you see on this furniture, especially if you've been out shopping elsewhere because you've already seen those names. They just had higher prices in other places. Why in the world is Flipsy's doing this? Well, because they thought that furniture had gotten a little out of control. Now, how in the world is Flipsy's doing this? That's another story entirely. I honestly have no idea how they're charging significantly less. I told the story of my dining table that I paid like $1,200 for, finding it for $700 at Flipsy's. I was just like, why weren't you around when I was outfitting my house multiple years ago? Anyway, they're around now, both in Irondale and in Hoover, across from the Gallery on Highway 31, right there next to 2nd and Charles. A little more Hoover-centric store. White glove delivery, get it. You've got to get the white glove delivery. When they show up, first off, I did not know furniture came in so many boxes. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, everything is bagged, boxed, it's got wrapped, it's, shrink wrapped, everything. So when these guys show up, They bring it into your house. They remove the box. They remove all the plastic. If something has to be put together, they put it together. Then they take all that refuse with them when they leave. That's a godsend, and not for much money. I mean, it is worth every penny. Trust me on this. That is Flipsy's Furniture, designer furniture, wholesale prices, flipsysfurniture.com, and 2 locations, Irondale and Hoover. Little cowbell song for you there.
Oh, yeah.
Steve Miller and his band.
Mm-hmm.
821 Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5, Talk 99.5.com. Got to give props to Mr. Bugs. They came out, took care of the bugs inside, outside, upside down the other day. Handled the mosquito reduction for me, took care of the termite bonding for me. One fell swoop, just boom, all at once. That's not common. They do that whenever the termite bonding needs to be checked. So they'll do that, just to kind of combine everything. Usually I see Dave. Dave comes by, does the inside, does the outside, does the small rodent control for me as well. And then I have another guy that does the mosquito reduction. That's all he does is he skates around town and does mosquito reduction for them. And it works. It works incredibly well. In fact, everybody who's ever asked me about it, how does that stuff work? I say, just try it. Just do it. Plan to do it for 1 year, and if you hate it, don't do it again. But to the best of my knowledge, every one of them is still doing it because it is fantastic. It's just so nice to get those mosquitoes down to a dull roar.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Mr. Bugs, MRBUGGS.com, 9416252. They know what bugs you. Todd Blanche is one step closer to becoming the actual Attorney General and getting rid of the acting that's in front of his name.
Mm-hmm.
Had the old dog and pony show yesterday in the Senate committee, the Judiciary Committee, which they always have to do. They have to have these guys have to come out and give their little speeches, and all the Democrats are like, he's the worst thing since in the history of ever, Hitler, terrible, Pol Pot, he's the nightmare of a human being. And the Republicans were all like, he's fantastic, he's the best, he's amazing, everybody's talking about how great he is, everybody. And then in the end they vote, and they vote along party lines. Yeah. Republicans 12, Democrats 10, and the motion is advanced to the floor. We'll see. With a couple of people missing in the Senate, it's kind of scary. Not really sure if he's going to, just like glide to success, but we have every reason to believe that he is going to be approved by the Senate.
Yeah, it'll probably be close like it always is.
Minority Report. That's the name of the movie that we were looking for. Minority Report. Yes, thank you very much. Appreciate that, guys. Regarding the socialist candidates that are in the blue states of the Democratic Party, do you think this looks almost like the scene from The Dark Knight Rises where the guy was trying to take over Wayne Enterprises, talking to Bane, and he tries to tell him, I'm in charge, and Bane quotes the famous line, do you feel like you're in charge?
Well,
Not really.
yeah.
Not really. Let's see. Joe says, I'm thinking we built a data center in Bridgeport several years ago. I'm just wondering how that's going for those people up there. Okay, a fair question. They weren't as big then as they are now.
Yeah.
And somebody named Kim actually went on Facebook and asked me, how do they make money? How do these data centers make money? I don't understand. Well, they're not freestanding devices. They're owned by people. For instance, Meta is going to put a data center up so that we can use their AI.
Yeah.
I don't know what Meta's AI is called. Is it?
I think it's Meta AI. It's just all it is.
Okay.
Imaginative name right there.
Exactly. Boy, they're crazy with these. They really go out on a limb.
It's just Meta AI.
Okay.
Yep.
Grok is Elon Musk's. ChatGPT is from OpenAI. And what they'll do is, you have to pay to use the AI. In other words, if you're going to use Grok, all you really have to do is get a blue check by your name on X, and you can use it, but it's limited, what you're going to use it for. You can get a Google, you can get Google AI, you pay a little something extra for that. And again, you're dealing with all the people that are going to sign up for this, all the people that are using AI for one reason or another. And so you don't have to get a lot of money from any of them, just a little bit of money from each. And that's how that data center gets paid for and how it ends up making money for these companies in the long run. So there's going to be, that's one of the biggest problems is that we have multiple companies and more coming every day, more people that are like, hey, I want to do the AI thing. I want to get on the AI thing. This could be fun. Let's do AI. I'm going to be honest with you now. My knowledge of how to use AI is very rudimentary. Super rudimentary.
It is. It is with me too. I mean, I've tried to use it on a few things, but it's like you, very rudimentary.
I've watched people do it, and I'm amazed at what it can do. But I'm not really all that worried about diving headfirst into this thing and getting full blown into it. I'm sorry.
I don't know what I need it for. If my boss needs a report, if I have to have the FUFRAM contract done by for. Maybe AI could lend a hand with that, but other than that, I don't imagine
Yeah.
I need AI for much of anything in my life. Although there is no telling what may come next. They're working on trying to get Rosie the robot to the robot made from the Jetsons to come to life and actually start cleaning stuff around your house, which
She's going to be as much of a smart aleck as she was in the cartoon.
probably,
boy.
I hope so. That's what I would be
I
looking
mean, just like there's been some motorsports series talk about using AI to officiate events and officiate races, and me and Steve are like, no, no,
Yeah.
for the love, no.
Put your eyeballs on it and make sure
Yeah.
you get it right.
Right.
Yeah, you hate to leave the human element out of things. I get why people are doing that, and I get why, for instance, don't they now have like out cameras for tennis, so you can see like whether
Yeah,
it was on the
I think so.
line
Yeah.
or was it out?
Yep.
Now we have that box that's a strike zone in baseball, and you can challenge and take a look at that.
ABS, yeah.
So Angel Hernandez ended up losing his job a couple of years ago because he was wrong far too often.
Oops.
When you
Yeah.
have that many challenges and you lose all of them, it's like maybe you need to find another line of work, Angel. So it can be helpful, it can be useful, but let's not go overboard with it,
I agree.
By the way, I keep hearing these stories. Oh, stories about AI breaking loose. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
There was a tale the
Yeah.
other day about how it got out and got into other networks. And they thought it was just one, and they thought it was
Yeah.
for like a half a
Yeah.
day. No, it was in 4 other networks for like a week, and did such a good job of hiding itself in those networks that they did not know that it was there.
Yeah.
And you go, what was it doing? Well, I don't know. Was it spying? Was it looking? Was it stealing stuff from those networks? Was
Yeah,
it
what
getting
was the original
information?
network set up to do
Yeah.
before it jumped, and then it gets into another network and starts doing what it's supposed to do?
Yeah,
Yep.
Exactly. Well, I mean, they ran a test, and I heard this on Maria Bartiromo's show. They ran a test, and they had something like 14 different AI agents that were each given a task,
That's nuts.
and they were each told the same thing,
Yeah.
given the same parameters. You may not do X or Y, and this is the end result. This is the solution that we want. We're not giving you the solution. We're just saying we need the answer to this question or whatever it may
Yeah.
be. Every one of the 14 cheated and did exactly what they were told not to do, because
So
they were
it's
like
exactly like a 5-year-old that said, "Don't reach for that."
right. Well, they just went like, well, they want this answer. Why wouldn't I go in there and get it?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go in there and get it and come back with it, and here you go, I got it. And they're like, we told you not to do that. Well, tough. Okay, now you have to be punished.
So, like last night when I was laying down going to sleep and reading, I saw an article to where there was a coach. I can't remember which state it was. There's a high school coach that was using AI to formulate offensive plays.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I've heard
what?
about that. Yeah, sure.
I'm like, draw them up. Don't use AI to draw them. Draw them up.
The massage parlor owner in Coleman that was arrested,
Yeah.
drugs, et cetera, et cetera. She recently put forth a petition for travel. She wanted to bail
Right.
a waiver for travel.
Right.
She got it denied, and then they looked a little closer at it and said, "You made this with AI."
That's crazy.
Great googly moogly. 8:30. Dixon and Vining. He is Matt Nicholson. I am Richard Dixon, and Valerie Vining will be back on Monday. I miss her too. That's okay. He's doing a fine job. Don't make Matt feel bad. Okay. Stick around. Talk 99.5. I think we're going to start calling Michelle Gilliard Michelle the Traffic Teen. She's got the young voice.
She does. She does. She
I mean,
does.
she's clearly more than capable of doing the job. I just like the youth and exuberance she brings to it. Michelle the Traffic Teen. It is Dixon and Vining. He's Matt Nicholson in for the vacationing Valerie Vining. That lead has shrunk to 1 point now, with 96% of the vote counted in the Michigan Senate Democratic nomination. This is once again, El Sayed is holding a news conference coming up at 10:30, 9:30 our time. We're not going to carry it, but it's probably going to be him declaring victory. 96% of the vote in, 1 point. It's tough to make up 1 point out of 4% of the vote.
Yeah, it is.
It really is. So it looks like he's probably going to be the the Democratic nominee for Senate from the state of Michigan.
Probably only to get himself waxed in the primary.
Or in the general, rather.
General,
yes,
man.
that's
General,
what you
yeah,
mean.
general,
I know. I knew what you meant.
General.
Uh-huh. Mike Rogers, a good guy and well thought of. The Justice Department has now dropped charges against all 4 of the defendants accused of vandalizing the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool after the Trump administration renovated it. Trump, of course, very upset with the U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro for dropping the charges against the first one. And now all three of the others, and he's like, oh, this is terrible. I can't believe you're doing this. Why would you do this? The answer is you're in Washington, D.C. It's going to be really difficult to get a conviction. You're going to spend a bunch of money and a bunch of time on this, and the judge in the long run is going to go, no, we're not convicting.
Yeah.
You didn't make the case, or whatever the case may be.
I mean, all you had to say was Washington, D.C. right there.
That's
and
really all
you
it
know it's
takes.
dead.
Yeah, it's as good as done. So
Yep.
I understand his anger and his frustration at this, but you get what you can.
Yeah, that's true.
And just the being arrested and the being processed and all of that is probably punishment enough for these people, because they weren't going to get a fine of more than $1,000, probably $500 if they got anything at all. If they got anything, it would be a slap on the wrist if they got anything, and I didn't expect that they would get anything, to be honest with you. So it's going to be okay. Anybody take my advice and turn on Nation's Dumbest?
Oh yeah.
Did you watch it?
I'm through the first 2 episodes, which
Okay.
are only available right now. All that's available.
Actually, the third one just popped up.
Okay.
Yeah, third one just came
I'll
up.
watch that today then.
Yeah. Any surprises in there for you?
That Anthony Michael Hall is dumber than he looks.
Dumber than a box of rocks.
I really expected him to do much better than what he's done.
As did I. I was kind of like, AM, what are you doing, man? Come on. You were in the Breakfast Club. You were, you were Johnny Football there for a minute. I mean, you can't believe this. When did you become so stupid?
On the other hand, Carmen Electra, exactly what I expected.
Pretty much as dumb as you thought.
That's
she
all
was
you had
gonna
to
be.
say was Carmen Electra,
Yeah.
and there you go.
Yeah. But here's the surprise. John Hader.
Yeah.
He played Napoleon Dynamite. He's actually pretty sharp.
Nailed every logic test so far.
Yeah, very good. Let's see. Oh, I'll tell you who else is dumber than you. Oh, you do. I didn't want this guy to be so dumb. Ice-T.
Ice-T.
Yeah.
And who's the girl that's made the finals? Siwa?
JoJo Sliwa.
JoJo Siwa, yeah.
Sliwa, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm unfamiliar with her work as well.
I
guess-
don't really know her that much, but I have to admit, when she came in all bubbly and everything, I'm like, I don't know what to expect out of her. She's gone above and beyond.
Yeah, I think she's questionable. Let's word it that way.
Well, yeah, but I mean, she's gone further than what I expected her to go.
Oh,
She's doing-
yeah.
Yeah, she's doing well. It was a child star, I guess.
Yeah. Disney, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Matt Leinart is a disappointment. He started strong and then went straight to hell.
Yeah.
Although he does have a very, very good way to do, because they did that photograph thing,
Yeah.
where they had to stare at a photograph for 10 seconds and then dress mannequins or something to look
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the picture.
Correct.
He was the guy that nailed it.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, you're right about
This
that.
is something I'll have
So
to.
you're telling? Hold on, you did see the new one then, because that was the new one.
I thought that was episode 2.
No, that was episode 3. You might have skipped episode 2.
I'll go back and check.
may have.
Okay.
That's something I'll have to refer to my friends Don and Jamie to watch, because it sounds just like something Don would want to watch and sit there and pick it apart frame by frame.
Oh, yeah.
every week somebody gets to go home, and that means that they won. That's as opposed to, the bachelorette that didn't get the rose. You're
They
like,
get to leave.
yay, I get to leave. And so far, the first one shocked me. Rob Schneider's estranged daughter, Elle King.
Yeah. The
Did-
fact that
did
she
not see that
got out
coming.
of there so quick
Yeah.
was a surprise. The other two, it was kind of the entertaining subplot for Andrew Yang
Yeah.
to be so worried about, hey, I've got to get off this show, otherwise my reputation's ruined.
It's true. Yeah. The one you
So,
missed,
yeah,
the
you're
second
right.
one. The second
No,
one.
I did see the one
Oh, you did?
because
Okay.
Dr.
Yeah,
what's his
Dr.
face?
Drew, yeah.
Drew. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So yeah.
Yeah, you
All
have
right.
seen all three.
I have
Okay.
seen all three. All
Yeah,
right.
Dr. Drew's.
For some reason, I only had two in
The
my head.
day before they filmed the second episode, his kid had a kid, and he was
that's
a
right, yeah.
grandfather, and he really wanted to get off that show. So that was some motivation.
Yeah, that's good motivation right there, I guess.
Steve O from Jackass, way smarter than I would have guessed.
Much smarter than I thought.
Way
yeah.
smarter than I would have guessed. And let me see. There's at least one other person in there that I'm like, you got to be kidding me, and I can't think of who it is. Oh well. Oh, I have no idea who that influencer is. There's a young man there that's supposedly like a video social media
No,
influencer.
you want to talk about stupid.
Dumber than a buck.
What was the
makes my-
question? What is the northernmost country in the United States?
northernmost
the one
state,
most
yeah.
north?
Yeah.
No, the opposite of the one that's the most south. I mean, if you're going to ask a clarification question, you ask the question: are we talking contiguous United States or not?
Right.
Chase Hudson.
Is that who it is?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. What is he known for?
He's a TikTok influencer.
Oh, yeah. Well, that says a lot.
He's an idiot.
Yeah, that tells you a lot right there.
Anyway, it's an entertaining show. If you just want to waste about, because I'm watching it on Hulu. The commercial breaks are very short; they're about a minute and a half.
Yeah.
So you can waste about 50 minutes of your time.
And at the end, you'll feel much better about yourself.
You absolutely will, because when they start doing those questions and I'm nailing them one after another, I'm like, I would have been home by now. I would have been home a long time ago.
Gosh,
This is why they don't have me on the show. But then again, they only want celebrities, as near as I can tell, and I don't qualify.
Well, how the heck did Alec Baldwin's wife get on?
Oh my God, Hilaria Baldwin! I forgot about her.
Ooh.
Wow, are we talking stupid?
No kidding. But still, I think the worst answer that we got was on episode 3
Yeah.
when the question came down to Carmen Electra.
Oh, yes.
Shock of all shocks. When the ugly duckling grew up, what did it become? Ugly?
Ugly.
Even Ice-T went, what?
Oh, God bless her.
I can see Ice-T going like,
Oh,
what'd
yeah.
you say?
Exactly. I mean, those are right now. Those were the two dumbest in the rankings, facing off against each other in rapid fire questions. And she says that, and the camera cuts to Ice-T, and he is just flabbergasted.
You can just see that look Steve Harvey gives people on Family Feud. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
One of the great little subplots of this, though, is the bromance between Ice-T and John Hader. I mean, Ice-T just loves Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
Absolutely loves it. And so he loves John Hader. And every time he does or he's like, oh, shucks. He goes, he is Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
Exactly.
yeah.
Oh, man. Corey drops us this line. Good morning, Richard. As a non-religious person who hasn't set foot in a church in more than 30 years, and a parent of 2 teenagers who are straight-A students and wonderful humans who have never set foot in a church, I can tell you without a doubt that lack of religion is not the result or not the reason for the state's educational woes. It's, as you said, parental involvement and children that know they are cared for and loved, and makes all the difference. The mindset that forces this bill is antiquated and serves only to provide lip service to a base that doesn't see or refuses to confront the real problems facing educating children in this state. Yes, Corey, thank you. I appreciate the second half of your note, because the first half made it sound like I was saying that only religious people could really have, intelligent, well-mannered children. That's not what I meant at all, of course. I only meant that if your plan was to get people a little more excited about religion, slapping the 10 Commandments up on the walls of schools is not going to get it done, you know?
Yeah.
You really do have to dig in a little bit deeper and be a little bit more involved in whatever. And maybe your kids one day will choose to do that, want to do that on their own. I hope you would encourage them, because they may come away just as atheistic as they were before they started, or they may come away with a completely different take on things.
That
But
is
everybody gets to make up their own mind about this. I was raised largely an atheist. My parents went to church, but only for the social occasions, the social part of it. They never talked to me about there being a heavenly Father. They never talked to me about there being an Almighty.
Yeah.
They never talked to me about Jesus Christ dying on the cross. I spent most of Sunday school confused because I had no base to work with.
Right. Yeah.
And it wasn't until I was a young adult that I began to examine all of these things for myself and went down that road. And I'm very happy that I did.
Yeah.
My life improved exponentially from that point on. However, yes, you're absolutely right, Corey. It's the caring. It's the having the parents that are putting effort in. It's the mom who makes sure that your clothes are clean and your hair is combed and your belly is full before you take off for school, and you've got the nice backpack and all the supplies that you need to go and face the day. And we're not running across that anymore. I don't know when it happened, but I, for instance, taught my daughter to read before she was 3. That was just the way it was in my house. I vaguely remember learning how to read when I was a kid, but for the most part, I grew up just knowing. I mean, I just knew how.
Yeah.
And she's the same way. She grew up knowing how to read because she got taught at a very early age. Kids are sponges at that age, and they want to learn. They want to be involved in this thing. They want to be a part of things. They love it, and their muscle memory, their memories are crisp and nothing like mine now. Anyway, and then I ran across somebody, and I was saying, like, well, are you going to teach this kid to read? Like, when are you getting started on that? And she said, oh, I figured I'd just let the school do that. I was like, really? Is that the norm now? Or are we just sending kids
Yeah.
to school and going, all right, teach them how to read?
See, my stepbrother and his wife, they got a 2-year-old little boy, and this 2-year-old little boy is arguably one of the smartest kids I have ever seen at his age, because he can write his own numbers, he can say his words clearly, and carry on a conversation like I'm sitting here talking to you.
Yeah.
And he's as smart as I've ever seen. He is a top-notch kid because his parents are there. My stepbrother and his wife, they are investing time into him, teaching him how to read, teaching him how to write, learning his words that he needs to learn, and anything else that falls in that category.
Yeah, it definitely. It becomes a question of, like, how much can the kid take?
Right.
And they'll let you know when they're full.
That they will.
Like I can't do any more than that. But for me, for my daughter, it was rudimentary math. It was pluses and minuses, and then eventually we got into times tables. And I always looked at myself as her main educator, and the school as a helper. And I think that role has reversed now. That the school is now supposed to be the main educator, and parents are like, well, I'll help if I have time, but I'm probably not going to have time.
That's where the problem lays.
It really does. 8:48 with Dixon and Vining. He's Matt Nicholson in for the vacationing Valerie Vining. Stick around. It's Dixon and Vining. Talk 99.5, talk995.com. Valerie will be back on Monday. In the meantime, we have Matt. You can walk all over him. Oh, I'm so tired. It is 8:53. And, one of the reasons that I got in touch with Aqua Systems originally is because I got tired of buying gobs of bottled water. I drink an insane amount of water. You're supposed to drink double your weight in ounces. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you're supposed to drink 400 ounces of water. That's a lot of water. That's
Ooh, that's a ton.
That's an
That is a
insane
ton.
amount of water, isn't it? And yet I do. I drink just, I easily put down more than a gallon. And zero problems with it. But I can tell you this. The water was getting expensive. There was no place to put it. I was carrying it around. Eventually what I did was I actually got in touch with them, and I said, what about one of these water coolers? I can use this as in a rental house, and this is going to really eventually pay for itself. And they said, it'll pay for itself before you know it. And they were right. It was less than 2 months it paid for itself, which was great. When I moved into a house that I bought, I said, now is the time to get the whole home system installed. I want everything you got. I want top of the line. Put it in. They did. And wow, what a difference it makes. The absolutely perfectly pure water coming out the refrigerator door, unlike the stuff that was there before. That little itty-bitty filter that they have in the back of the fridge doesn't do anything, okay? In some cases, it actually makes your water worse. I know it's hard to believe. But yeah. So I've got the absolute pure water coming out there. I've got a spout at the sink that does that. I've got 100% non-hard water. We'll call it softened water throughout the course of the rest of the home. And got the chemicals out, got the nastiness out. This is everything you're looking for. And what a difference it makes to shower with, to cook with, to clean with. Aqua Systems is a life-changing experience. And to get started on your life-changing experience, you've got to call and get yourself a no-obligation presentation, 383-3999. 383-3999. They can come to your home, or they can do it if you want to do it over Zoom, but it's easier for them to come to your house because they can test your water and show you why it's wrong in all the ways it's wrong. 383-3999, iwantgreatwater.com. No commission salespeople means you save a bundle. Tim Sparks brings up atomic fireballs or cinnamon discs when it comes to hard candy. I hadn't thought about that.
I forgot about the atomic fireballs.
I love a cinnamon disc, but you can only really eat one.
True.
Man,
That's true.
Yeah, they will burn you. Didn't we learn from all the Star Trek episodes about a computer taking control? I remember at least 3 episodes off the top of my head that roughly followed that plot. I'm thinking we've got movies based upon that.
Yeah.
Several of them called Terminator.
Yeah, you can start with Terminator and move on from there to
I'll be
many
back.
of the others that have to do with computers. I mean, The Matrix is a perfect example.
Yeah, that one too.
Live stream on your app isn't working, says stream is offline at the moment. Could be we're approaching the top of the hour. Sometimes we reset at that point, but we should be.
I know it's how we do it on YouTube, but
Yeah.
it's possible that it also does that on our app.
Weird. We should be, because we're not that close to the top of the hour, so that seems a little off. But what the hell do I know is my question. The answer is not that much. Water consumption. Oh, actually, it's half your body weight. 200 pounds is 100 ounces. There you go. And
Close enough.
if you're more active, you should drink more water.
So you're saying that if you're a 200-pound person and you drink 400 ounces of water, you're going to be really, really moisturized.
Yeah, you're going to be floating.
I
You'll be
let's
floating.
put it
You're
this
living
way.
in the bathroom. Is
I
what you're gonna be
spend
doing.
a lot of time in the bathroom. I can tell you that, thanks to my water consumption. Concerning Carmen Electra, says McGee, nobody ever paid attention to her for her brains or insightful wisdom. I don't think you're wrong about that.
No, they're not wrong at all for that one.
And truth be told, she has played right into that role, too.
She has.
Although she's bitter, she's angry. She showed up late for the 3rd episode. You're like, really? You're just going to show up late?
Totally missed that
Wow.
whole logic thing,
Yeah.
which, in the end, she probably wouldn't have gotten it anyway,
No,
but still.
most likely not, because she's just not. I think as she was storming out of the room after the quiz, she said, why don't you just give me the trophy now and save everybody some time? It's true.
If
I
you're
mean, you
gonna shoot-
probably could, but at the same time, there's the enjoyment of seeing how bad
True.
these other people perform.
I mean, if you're going to show up late to a show like that, you ought to be awarded Nation's Dumbest.
My goodness,
really.
though. I mean, these people are really putting themselves on the line. Who wants to
They
be?
are.
Who wants to be called the nation's dumbest? Who
I
wants
wouldn't
to
wanna
win?
be.
No.
Apparently, Carmen Electra.
She qualifies.
She's most likely going to be called that, although being the diva, I wouldn't be surprised if she quit well before we got to the end of it. But she probably
That could be.
probably needs whatever money they're paying her for this gig.
Probably.
Anthony Michael Hall, he's a great actor. He's been in some really good stuff. He was in an entire season of Reacher, played a great role in that.
Yeah.
I was really impressed with him. He's grown into a fine man, but I can't believe how stupid he is. That's just
Yeah.
never dig too deeply into your heroes, people.
Yeah.
Hey, Cuba is enjoying its 6th nationwide blackout this year.
Oh, good times.
Well, we decided to stop allowing oil to get through to them, and they can't refine. They don't have any gasoline. They got nothing going on there.
That's crazy.
And consequently, they keep losing power. And at some point, we kind of keep expecting that the powers that be will be like, all right, we're going to give up power, and you guys can take over the island, or we'll let the people take over the island, or whatever. But no, they're clinging to power like grim death. They're just not going to let it go, despite the fact that their people are hurting, they're hurting. They don't care. They haven't cared for all this time. Why would they start caring now?
Yeah. Why care now? Yeah.
I mean, political prisoners, left, right, and center, no food to speak of, a currency that's largely worthless, limited speech, limited movement. Yeah, this is not a nice organization we're dealing with. 9 o'clock, Dixon and Mining, Talk 995, talk995.com.